Are you a fan of the No Dishes podcast? Be sure to check out our Patreon, where you can find exclusive merch and perks, and join the Clean Plate Club, our Facebook group where you can connect with other fans of the No Dishes podcast, share your favorite moments from the most recent episodes, and submit questions for upcoming guests. Season 4 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurants and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
Cool. I love it. What's up, Kaytee? How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you could be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. We obviously have been highlighting people with the side dishes that have helped No Dishes. You were the creator of not specifically this logo,
but first version.
and one that we're still using
Yes.
with the plates. You've done graphic design for a bit, and I reached out and I'm like, hey, I've got this idea, but this was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was at least, 4 years ago, I think?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm sure you're like, oh, this is fun. Jordan's doing something, and then it's turned into this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you're with the Chamber now, and
Yes.
you recently got a promotion. We'll dive into some of the logo stuff, but I thought you would be a great person to bring on here. Talk about the Chamber, talk about your history working in restaurants, and then also, a little bit about helping us out with the logo.
Yeah, sure. So, I am the marketing and communications manager at the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. I've been there almost 2 years in May. It's crazy that it's been that short of a time span, but it feels like I've been there forever because I actually used to own my own photography business, which also kind of, morphed into doing graphic design and marketing and all that stuff. So I was a member of the chamber since 2015. So it feels like I've been there forever, even though I haven't.
yeah, even though it wasn't in a technical role. Yeah.
Right.
You knew the people, you were
Yes.
comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So what was that like? How did you end up going from being a member to working for the chamber? What was that process?
Oh, so I closed my business because I realized that wasn't really what I wanted to do with my life. So it was just a photography business, but I really loved the marketing aspect of it. So I really wanted to more go into that avenue, have a job that could pay me, not just myself. I realized the entrepreneurship life just wasn't for me. So I wanted to also help other businesses as well. So I started out working at a school system, just doing communications and marketing there. And then I actually did an informational interview with their marketing and communications coordinator, in October, before I even went to the chambers. Hey, what do you do? Kind of what, I want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, a job opening happened, and I was like, well, this is perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I just applied, and the rest is history.
Well, that's great. Yeah, especially too, because it's you already know everyone, so
Exactly.
there's not that oh, it seems like a good job, but I don't know if I'll like the people I work with,
Yeah.
and some of those unknowns.
Yeah. No, I knew I would love it just because of the aspect of wanting to help businesses and make sure that we have a thriving business community in Bloomington. Whether that be restaurants or, your mom and pop stores, things like that. I just really loved being able to do that and still love being a part of doing that.
Yeah. So what was the role that you initially came on with, and what was it what was part of that role? And then tell us about your recent promotion.
So my first role was just the marketing and communications coordinator. Ultimately, what I ended up just doing is more than what my job description actually said.
Hey, that's good.
Just in everyday life, just because I really wanted to push the chamber forward in its marketing efforts and its communications and just, really stand out in a different way, and make sure that people knew who we were in, a fabulous way, because I think we offer fabulous services.
Yeah.
And so then my boss, Eric Spoonmore, was just like, I think coordinator is no longer the name of your title. I think we need to change this. And that's kind of how that happened.
Sweet. So you more or less, when you got promotion, it was in title only because you were already doing those things.
Yep.
Or maybe other ways than title, other benefits, salary raise, whatever. Yeah. But finally getting the recognition you deserve for stuff that you were already doing and excelling at.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's great. So how long has it been since you've been in your new role?
Just since January, so 3 months.
Wow. Anything you didn't expect? Is it kind of like, okay, you already knew what you were doing?
Yeah, kind of. Definitely just, more offers to do speaking roles like this one here. Yeah. So things like that, kind of people take you a little bit more seriously when you say manager. Have noticed that a little bit, but I mean, other than that,
well, that's great. Yeah,
been fantastic.
Never a bad thing to get the respect that you actually deserve.
Yes,
for sure. Well, the chamber does so many cool things, and we've joined it with the No Dishes. Chocolate Moose has been a part of it in the past, and hopefully here soon, soon again. Pandemic kind of changed things a little bit, but tell us about some of the events you guys put on. I know one of them that we're going to be involved in is the Primetime Expo coming up in April.
Yes, we're really excited about this one. It used to be over at the Monroe County Fairgrounds, and we've moved it closer to the heart of Bloomington. We're going to be at Switchyard Park Pavilion, right where Food Truck Friday. I don't know why I blanked there. Right where Food Truck Friday typically is. So it's going to be right in there. You guys are going to be doing an in-person podcast, which will then come out later. We're going to feature some local restaurants. It's going to be fabulous. We'll also have other businesses there, just highlighting kind of what they do, just to share with the community what's available. Because so many people just go on the internet and order things off Amazon, or they're just like, we're going to try this other company just because we've seen them. But have you seen of the local small businesses in the community? That's kind of what our goal is to be able to share that with the community.
Yeah, no, that's great. One, it's good for the businesses and then just visitors to come because it's open to the public. Mm-hmm. I think in the past when it was at the fairgrounds, wasn't it almost like a barbecue prime time? Like it was like a barbecue competition. Almost.
Yes, we did do that for a little bit. It has evolved since then. And the pandemic kind of actually navigated it away from that because, restaurants they didn't have the staff to come out and bring any food. They didn't have the time to come out there. They didn't have the available resources like extra food just to be giving out free samples.
Right.
So that really took Primetime a different way. So that's kind of why we steered away from it a little bit. And then more people just kind of were like, we're a little bit over the barbecue thing right now. And so maybe we'll come back to it. But for right now, that's just the way that we have been pivoted.
Yeah, no, it's great. I figured that might be a good way for people to remember, like, that's what it was.
Yes.
Because I knew so many people that knew it as like the barbecue thing. Mm-hmm. So that's nice that, you guys have moved a little closer. Switchyard's such a great venue, as we know firsthand. Mm-hmm. And then it's, like a great opportunity for anyone to come. They check out these businesses. It's 3 hours long in the evening, like, what, 5 to 8, 5:30 to 8:30?
Something 5 to 8, yep.
Yeah, and then what date is it?
Thursday, April 13th.
Putting it on the money. She's ready. Yeah, putting you on the spot.
Yes, well, I was trying to remember all the dates that I have to keep in my head. We do a lot of events, and so it's like, okay, now which event am I talking about? What date? Where's the venue? Where's the time?
Yeah, it all runs together.
It really does. Especially when you have like 3 or 4 happening every week, it feels like. It's insane. Like trying to remember when people are like, oh yeah, when can I register for that? I'm like, well, that one's open now, and that one's going to be in 2 months, and it's $15.
Yeah, well, trying to keep all the like little details straight has to be very difficult.
It can be.
Well, we're really excited to be a part of it. The Primetime Expo has been going on for so long. It's such a cool event. We're going to be sitting down, Garrett and myself, interviewing different people that are participating in it. I think we're going to have short 15-minute segments all in one long episode. Yes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So whenever we put that one out, there might be a little more background noise than normal. Yes. But I think it's going to be a fun environment and something different. And, we've really enjoyed our chamber membership. One of the things that, you guys do that I've enjoyed going to is the Chamber After Hours.
Yes.
Once a month, every Thursday or every third Thursday?
Yes, most of the time, unless there's like a special request or if we have something else happening that week. But typically it is the third Thursday of every month. Different business hosts it. So they kind of throw the party and we bring the people is what we say. So this month we actually have it at Spring Hill Suites Marriott. So that's going to be wow, I love how I just said I was really good at dates and times. Oh, that's this Thursday, the 16th.
Yeah.
And then the next month it will be German American Bank, and that's actually going to be on the fourth Thursday. So that's like a special request
Sweet.
one.
Yeah, keeping us on our toes. That's
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a great job with sitting out emails, registering, so it's really hard to forget because it's constantly reminded when it is, what times, where it's at.
Yes.
I'm excited because I went to one of the, I think it was like the holiday one at Old National Bank, and I haven't been able to make it to an after hours since.
I know. I see your name registered, and I'm like, oh yes, Jordan's coming, and then he doesn't show.
Yeah, because I just love giving you the extra work of making a name tag for no good use. No, it's always the optimist in me, like, oh, I'll be able to make it. Yeah. But I have bingo at Metalworks every Thursday from 6 to 8. And I was like, I'll go for the first hour. Tim can run the first part. I'll get there a little bit late. But the one text I got that reminded me to silence my phone before we started recording was from Metalworks saying we're taking the week off. So I get to go this week.
Yes!
I know. I'm excited.
Finally.
Yeah. It's always, it's so much fun. There's like, I don't know, because it's not just restaurant people you're mingling with. You have bankers, roofers, electricians. Mm-hmm. It's everyone in the local business community in one place. And there's just usually pretty good food for free.
Always good food. That's part of the best thing.
I did make it to the Bloom. Were you there? I got there kind of late.
I was there for a little bit.
I got there kind of late. It was like the last 30 minutes. But Bloom was doing their 100th issue celebration, like open house. Chef Lee did some amazing food. There was like a meatball with like a blueberry streak.
Yes, I specifically remember that because I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to try this. And I just kept contemplating how I felt about it. Because I was like, I really like this, but why? It was so strange to me, but I loved it. Yeah. They had a bunch of different little tastings for us. Yeah,
he pulled it off. I'm not a huge blueberry guy, but that was like a really good combo, really good flavor profile. And that was another interesting event. I mean, Bloom's been around for so long, again, 100 issues. Mm-hmm. So it was cool going there to their office in this house that's been formatted into an office. And it was just such a sweet kind of creative working environment. Mm-hmm. And just to kind of get to see them in their element a little bit and showcase their home. Be like, oh, look around, you know?
It worked out really well for us because they're literally neighbors. So
you guys are
walk across the street.
Which that was one of the things. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot where your guys' offices were. I've never had to go there. Mm-hmm. And I thought they were off of Morton. But were they?
Used to be.
Okay.
It used to be in the creamery.
So I'm not crazy. All right.
No, you're not crazy. Because that's where...
in this instance, yeah.
Yes, in this instance, no, you are not. No, it used to be in the creamery. When I was a member, that's actually where it was. And then they moved right before the pandemic happened. Don't remember the exact month, but sometime right before that. So
cool. Well, yeah, that's nice. Hey, you guys just got to pop across the street, and I felt good because I actually put the name tag to use.
Yes, finally.
And I'm so unprepared that I don't bring business cards. Something Garrett and I need to have made.
Yes, you do.
Someone there was like, "Oh, do you have your business card for something or other?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, just give me your name tag." So she took my name tag and wrote my number down.
That actually does work. We actually, during the business after hours, if you don't have your business card, you can either fill out a little thing, but I have seen a lot of ambassadors who have like their own personal name tag. They'll take the paper one and just put that in the drawing instead.
Oh, nice.
Because it's like, we know who you are.
Yeah, that's so resourceful.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things I'm glad you mentioned that, like at the after hours, there's giveaways and stuff. There's always like, you can always win a bunch of cool stuff that local businesses have donated. Mm-hmm. And what was it at the holiday one? Was it Bell's Nursery?
Abel's
Nursery. Yes, Abel's Nursery
gave away a crap ton of wreaths.
Yeah, they give a wreath for like everyone there. They literally had a truck out front, and they're like, just pick one up on your way out. Yeah, and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that's actually the cool thing about after hours is that you can even, as a member, if you want to donate a prize, you can do that in your registration. So not only do we get the prizes that the business is going to be that's hosting, we can also get other members who are chamber members to donate prizes. Like I know this next one, we have one from not only Spring Hill, but we're also doing an Oliver Winery basket from Developify Consulting. I know there's another basket from somebody else. There's a lot of baskets upcoming, which means a lot of presents for you.
Yeah. Or potential. Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
I'm so glad. So it's Delify.
Develop.
Because I've seen I could picture their logo, and I've always read it, and I'm like, I forget how I say it, but I don't say it like that. So now that I've heard you say it,
yes.
I finally I know what it is that I'm reading.
Yes. Yes.
I butcher it every time.
Yeah, it was when I first read it, I was like, da. But yeah, now that I finally have, been able to see it multiple times, then yeah.
Yeah, I think I say like Delafee or something like that, something along those lines. But that's thanks. I learned something today.
Yeah. You're welcome.
One of the other things the chamber does, it has a group called Young Professionals Bloomington.
We do. We have a Young Professionals Bloomington. It's been around for a while. It used to be something called Hype, which was helping young professionals excel, but then they rebranded in 2019, I believe, to Young Professionals Bloomington. It's just a young group of people who are still trying to find their way through the professional world, because it is a little different. And we just say anyone from 21 to 40-ish, or if you feel young at heart, you are more than welcome to join. Yeah. So I know so many people who will still be like, I'm over 40, but can I go? I'm like, yes, you can go. It's so much fun. We have so many different events. We do a lot of networking events, which are very similar to the after hours, but it's specifically for people that are in generally the same age group. Yeah. So it's a lot less scary. Because for someone like me, that's actually what I used to go to when I was a chamber member. Because I was like, I'm terrified to talk to people. I don't know how to network. And so they kind of teach you how to do that in these groups. And then we even did a workout social. That was intense.
Yeah, at Orange Theory, right?
Yes. And then we've also done things where you, we had a panel kind of just learning about you and yourself and how to do a work-life balance. So that was a new one for January, and I know they have a couple other events coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, that's great. That was one, and another one I registered for.
I know.
I'm so sorry. But I
see all of them.
I ended up having my trip to Puerto Rico. Kind of last. Cool. Yeah, it was like I have a legitimate excuse for that. Well, the Young Professionals Bloomington, you were saying some people don't know if they can go because of the age, and I'm like, I don't know. Do I qualify as a professional? I'd be showing up covered in hot fudge and hot caramel.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Everyone else is always in business casual attire.
Well, if I could, I'd be in jeans and a t-shirt if I was allowed to.
Yeah. Everyone always looks so nice, all presentable. I'm just like, all right, I'm the ice cream guy.
Yes, you can come just as you are. We accept everybody.
That's good. That's good to know. All my hesitations are now gone.
Yes. And you will definitely be greeted by me just saying, Jordan, really loud.
All right. If that's on the table, I'll be there for sure. So tell us, before you had your photography business, before you started working for the chamber, you've worked in restaurants before.
Yes.
I want to hear the nitty gritty.
Oh gosh. So I used to work at the Outback Steakhouse.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Repping the West Side chains.
Yes.
I like it.
So when I came here originally to Bloomington in 2011, that's where I started, was the Bloomington store. When I went to Ball State, moved up there, went to that store. Then for 2 weeks, I came back to Bloomington and then went up to the Greenwood store.
Okay, all right.
Then took a little break and then came back to the Bloomington store for a little bit. I think it was 3 or 4 months. But
what were you doing? Serving,
bartending, to go, all the works.
Wow, all right.
I just did not do hosting. I was terrible at seating people. I never went in the order that I was supposed to.
So the seating, so you were good at seating people, just not the coordinating.
No. I'd get yelled at. Why'd you seat me? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, servers also just do that even when you're doing it right, for the record.
Yeah.
You always have these servers it was my rotation. It's well, they asked to sit by the window. Or you know what I mean? They never know the whole story.
Yeah.
I'm acting like I was never a server. But I've always said that the host is the most underappreciated
they really are.
position. Because
really are.
If you could have the best kitchen staff, the best serving staff, but if you have specifically the host coordinator not knowing what they're doing, they're just going to flood the kitchen or flood particular servers.
Yep.
But it's the most underpaid, lowest paid position.
Yeah.
Which I never understood. And it's the first and last impression and they're like, this person doesn't deserve that much money. I don't know. It always bothered me. When
I can't do what they do at all. Because people get mad at me that I sat them over here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just get you a spot to sit and I'll get you the food. Like, I don't know how to do this.
Well, yeah, not only do you have to manage people walking in or leaving, you have to deal with all the personalities on the floor, which is a very polite way of putting it.
Yes, it is a very polite way of putting it. Because you do have some people who will go up to the host stand if you see them like twice and, say not the nicest things to them.
Yeah.
And it's just some other people will be like, it's okay. Like, I don't mind that you did that because they're coming to you. Because most of the time they're younger and they're like terrified that you just like, they just made you extremely angry. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Yeah. I don't care. So they've got so many personalities to deal with.
Yeah. Well, you have the ones that are just like, hey, slow roll it. I'm hungover today. Yep. And then you have the other ones that are like, hey, rent's due tomorrow. Load me up. Like, I'm ready to go.
Like, I'll take like that whole half of the restaurant. Don't even worry about everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you start to get used to everyone's kind of preference. And there's a skill. I guess my point is there's a skill to hosting, and it usually goes underappreciated.
Yes.
Introducing Constellation Stage and Screen, Bloomington's newest professional theater and film company. On stage next, Constellation presents American Fast, a riveting new sports drama playing March 23rd through April 8th at the Ted Jones Playhouse. 21-year-old college basketball sensation Kaytee Lorentzen makes it to March Madness, only to become a national news story when she lies about observing the Muslim fast while competing in the tournament. See this thrilling new basketball drama, American Fast, on stage March 23rd through April 8th in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at constellation.org. Did you know the Chocolate Moose has a second Bloomington location? Located next to Buffalo's on Indiana Avenue, not only can you find our famous homemade ice cream, but we also have a full coffee menu featuring locally roasted Brown County coffee and delicious vegan and gluten-free treats from our friends at Rainbow Bakery. Skip the line and order ahead at moosebtown.com 7 days a week. Open early at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's the perfect early morning stop, midday pick-me-up, or late-night snack.
I do agree with that, yeah.
How many years did you end up in total working with Outback?
Technically, probably 5-ish years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some restaurant chops.
Yeah. So now I feel like you can definitely tell when people have served or been in the restaurant industry when you get seated, because you can see that they're just like the nicest people. They are particular every once in a while, but they say it so nicely and you get like this massive tip.
Right.
So you're just like, I really didn't do that much, but thank you.
Like, I'm not going to be mad about it.
Right.
I think the biggest giveaway is usually if the whole table's already pre-bussed and like put off over to the side. Yeah. And the worst is when people, it's not the worst, but like when people try to help pre-bust, but they haven't worked in restaurants. So it's like a real rickety and it's not like solid. And then you're the one that has to carry it back. But like, you want to be thankful that they tried helping.
Right.
It's better than it being spread out. But
yep.
I don't know. You're not going to sit there like, okay, so here's how you do it.
Right. Exactly. No, but it's dead giveaway when the stacking happens. You're like, oh,
okay.
I see you.
You know. Yeah, exactly. Did you work in any other restaurants besides Outback, or was that it?
I think that was it. I mean, I did some bartending here and there, like for freelance, but other than I don't think I ever worked in any other restaurants.
Well, it sounds like you got a good mix of all the different positions between bartending, serving. Really got to get some different angles of working in a restaurant.
Yes.
And I think we met quite a while back at the old Yogi's.
Yes, we did.
So if that shows you how far back we go.
Yes. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, what was one of my first like distinctive memories of you? And I remember the big old bus that you brought for Zach's birthday. So my partner's 30th birthday, we wanted to do a boat party, and all of a sudden there's this massive school bus that pops up and you're driving. I remember I was like, I think that was the first time that like I really remember hanging out with you.
I forgot that was for Zach's birthday, because I remember like the Yogi's boat party, because Zach was you guys were such regulars there that it was essentially a Yogi's boat party.
Yep.
Yeah, but yes, well, yeah, happy birthday to Zach, however many years later.
6 years ago.
But
Yeah.
I remember that being a great time. Yeah, I used to do some moonlighting driving that red bus. There was a black party bus and a limo.
Yes.
I think their combined total value was like $19,000 between the three of them. None of them were that fancy. But that thing, I only drove the red bus maybe 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
And that thing was scary. Big old air brakes and
Well, I thought you did a fabulous job getting the 20 plus of us there safely and back.
Yeah, the ride there is usually okay. It's the ride back when everyone's not quite all there that's usually a little more difficult, you know?
I honestly don't remember the bus ride back. I remember there. I took some photos, but I don't really remember the way back.
Yeah, well, it was fun. That bus was nuts because it had there wasn't necessarily seating for everyone.
Right.
So we're just kind of all in there. People were sitting on plywood bars. And
I was on a cooler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was a good one because there was a time I had the black party bus, which was more of a shuttle bus.
Yeah.
Like 40, 350, whatever. And for a restaurant I will not name. And one of the guys on the way back tried fighting me while I was driving. I don't know how I slided him, but it was not good because I was responsible for everyone's life. And the road,
you're not helping this situation,
the roads back
bud.
from the lake aren't the straightest.
No.
So he was just right here. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, how is nobody pulling this dude back right now? Eventually they did. But it was, I still don't know what to this day I did. Maybe he didn't like the song Laffy Taffy. And
that was it.
That's
what we're gonna go with.
I mean, I don't think anybody doesn't like that song. So I
know it's as soon as you hear it, you just go
don't.
Yeah.
don't. If I keep going, do we have to pay BMI or ASCAP or whatever?
Probably. Think we all get it.
We can only do 2 measures before we have to pay licensing fees. I don't know.
Probably. That's probably accurate.
There's something. That reminds me, I had to go fill out the ASCAP report for Food Truck Friday. We had never heard from them. And then we booked a Garth Brooks cover band, which is actually, they're coming this year. I'm excited. But anyway, they found out about it. And now I have to fill out a quarterly report and we have to pay them fees unless every band that plays all original music. I know. It's I'm very torn on it because it's it seems like it's just extracting money from small businesses, but it's also I'm all about artists and songwriters getting their fair due.
Right. So
I don't know. I'm just bitter because of the way it was handled, I guess, but I'm happy to do it.
Yes.
Let's dive into the logo a little bit. Do you have any insights on? I'm trying to remember. Did I just make a Facebook post asking who knew?
I don't even remember how it came about, or no. I think Zach said that you were looking for someone. I think to do that. I don't even remember how that happened, but I was actually in my basement and I remember calling you. And just being okay, so what do you need?
You don't have to sound that happy. But all right, what do you want?
What do you need in this logo? And let me see what I can do. And you said it was 3 hours. I don't remember how long it took, but it was pretty quick. And I was here you go.
It was super quick. Well, I just remembered I wanted blue because of dishes and water. Mm-hmm. And I wanted a spoon and a fork to make an X.
Yes.
No, bad dishes, but I've dealt with a lot of graphic designers over the years for different things, and very rarely is what you articulate what you receive back the first time.
I know.
And it usually takes a little while.
Yeah.
Dude, yours was so quick and it was spot on to what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I was just so overjoyed. I'm hell yeah. Because I knew you did photography, but I had no idea that you did graphic design. So I think I must have made a Facebook post or something. And you probably messaged me hey, I do graphic design.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think that was the best $50, $100 or...
I don't even
I know. Whatever it was the best money I've ever spent.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then shout out for Garrett for his slight tweaking.
Yes.
To what this is. So we still don't... Garrett's... What do you got, bud? It looked like you were leaning in to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just used what Kaytee had given us to make that.
Yeah.
I didn't really make up anything new.
All he did was put the N and the D.
like on the plate.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he did.
And that was the same font that you had already chosen and all
Nice.
that. It's the only reason that's that color blue was that we got like the economy mug, so like we couldn't do like a custom color.
Dude, I get that. Like
These are premium mugs. Don't listen to him.
Oh, they're great mugs. It was the printing that was economy.
no, it is so
It was the
hard
printing.
to go to any company and be like, I need this specific blue because the Chamber's blue. Do you know how many variations of blue exists? Like even if it's the same shade, it's like slightly more green or slightly more black. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't find that color. So it's okay.
You get it.
I understand.
Yeah, you've done it.
So complicated.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't mind the dark, but the Carolina blue is kind of nice. The light blue, a little white. Anyway, we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
And you will forever live on in No Dishes lore.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah, even when I was trying to get your logo for the Chamber stuff to like say, hey, welcome to the Chamber, like all that type of stuff that we did. And Stacia was just like, man, we just need that logo and I can post everything. I'm like, I may still have it. I don't remember how I ended up getting it to her. But
yeah, you're like, I've got more versions than Jordan does, actually.
Probably.
Well, that was the other part too, is you sent over Facebook cover, like so many different variations and versions to where I never had to be like, hey, I need this for like this version for this use. You know?
Well, it worked out really well owning a business because I knew, okay, they're most likely going to use it on Facebook. So where can I use it there? And, you know, the different places I kind of knew where it would go. So that kind of helped in that aspect.
Absolutely. Yeah. So are you from Bloomington originally? I know you said you've moved around a little bit. Yeah. I'm sorry. You said you came here in 2012?
2011.
Okay. So that was, a year and a half, 2 years after I did. So we're about the same length here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I hail from Greenwood, Indiana. So I went to Center Grove.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's where I grew up my entire life. Went to Center Grove, K through 12. So, and then I really, really, really wanted to go to IU. So, or at least I thought I did. So
Same.
I came here to Bloomington, but also could not afford going straight to IU. And I refused to live in a dorm. So I went to Ivy Tech my freshman year, just to get gen ed out of the way, and cheaply.
Right.
And then decided that IU was not for me and went up to Ball State.
Chirp.
Yeah. I feel like it's a given. You have to chirp. If you say Ball State, it has to happen. If it doesn't, a cardinal dies somewhere or something. If you do not chirp.
I thought I was going to be original saying that. And no, we just right on cue. That's
nope,
so funny.
it is it's a necessity that has to happen. Every time you say you went to Ball State. Yep, it has to happen. Yes. It just has to. So no, I went to Ball State, graduated from there in 2015. And so Zach and I actually met at Outback when I lived here my freshman year. And and then we actually started dating the end of my junior year of college and then my senior year. So then decided I wanted to move back down here because I loved Bloomington so much. I missed it.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's Funcy's not better?
No. I loved it as a college age student.
Yeah.
Not so much of where I wanted to place my roots.
Yeah, makes sense. That'd be a fun running gag if we just kind of just made fun of other cities about our size from around Indiana. We're like, oh, Terre Haute.
Yeah. Lafayette.
Oh, man. I've got a lot of memories from visiting friends at Ball State. And
it's
a lot of them are pretty regrettable, but it's a fun place.
Yeah, I do. It's a much, much smaller, which is kind of what I actually preferred.
Yeah.
I did not realize that until I went there, but everything you could walk to in 15 minutes, which was fabulous.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal at all.
Yeah, so I could go from the bars to my home in 5 minutes. It was fabulous. I never had to worry about that. No matter where on campus I lived, it only took 15 minutes to get to the bars.
Yeah.
It was fabulous.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's the number one thing I look for where I'm deciding where I get my education.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Was the launching pad there when you went there, a music venue? I saw a concert there, and I really love that venue.
I don't know. I don't think there was.
Yeah, because I know it's not there anymore, so I didn't know how long it lasted. Because this might have been, this was 2007, so it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a while back. Probably didn't make it. But anyway, we're all fortunate and better for you now being in Bloomington. I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Yes, I am very grateful. Yeah, it's just that was such a different town, like where the campus and Muncie were it felt like two completely separate places.
Right.
It wasn't integrated. But here it feels a lot more integrated. Like it feels like the campus kind of just runs into Bloomington.
Right.
So I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I've never really thought of it that way, but you're right. Muncie is very distinctly Muncie versus campus.
Yes.
In Bloomington, there, definitely overlaps for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what, if you and Zach are going out, what's your guys' favorite date spot in Bloomington? Are you only allowed to mention chamber members?
No. No. But most of them are chamber members, which works out really well.
Well, I mean, I'd say a large. Do you know like what percentage of restaurants are members of the chamber? It's got to be pretty high, right?
I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it is pretty high. Yeah. I mean, we love having our restaurants. It's great because then I can also showcase or go out to eat to all these places and be like, look at where we're heading and stuff like that. It's great. I think my favorite would have to be Uptown, but for lunch, if I'm really wanting someplace out to eat, it's Nourish.
Yeah,
love that place.
It is so good.
So good.
I just went the other day. I posted a picture of that green apple duck goat cheese salad.
What?
I know nobody believes that I eat a salad, but that's what it was.
That
and it
sounds
is so
good.
Yeah, you should try it out.
I will.
What do you like to get when you go? Do you do the steamed buns?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was really pleasantly surprised with their vegan option for it, their tofu. Because I used to be vegan for a short stint, and I really appreciated how delicious it was, because the one thing that I hated most about being vegan is we have salad.
Yeah.
That, and to me, tofu, I'm really weird about tofu. It has to be a very specific texture for me to like it, and this was blew my standards out of the water. I was so excited.
All right. Is it crispy? What is it that sets it apart?
It is crispy. It's flavorful. Because tofu soaks up all of that flavor that you put into it, and whatever they put together to make it work. Hats off to the chef on that one. That is so good.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. I might even venture out and try that, because when we had the Rude Radish, it was a vegan junk food truck for just 1 week at Food Truck Friday, and they were awesome. Now, they closed and they sold their trailer, but they sold it to Dusty Condon out of Brown County, who has the Tasty Plate, and it's all vegan food.
I have heard of that. Yeah.
And she's going to be at Food Truck Friday this year.
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have a vegan truck every week, but we'll see.
You know that we will forever love you for that.
No, not me, Dusty. Yeah, no pressure, Dusty. I'm over here making promises for you.
But that is the one option. Like when we have the owlry, that is the best thing of being able to have those options there and just saying we can offer you more than just salads. Because that's the one thing that I always hated going to restaurants about is oh no, you can there's a salad option. I'm but everything else looks so good.
Oh no, yeah, you're I want a chicken sandwich.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Or don't they do the Owlry does a Reuben too?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Oh, and I just, after we had Rainbow Bakery on, I went there because they were telling me about a Reuben hand pie they did. And it was some type of, protein from the Beehive or something out of Nashville, Tennessee. But they did it with this kraut and this Russian dressing and a hand pie, and it was so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go over there and try it.
Yeah, you don't even miss that realize that it's not actually meat.
And that's what I appreciate.
Yeah,
when people can do that.
Isn't that what we all want?
Yes.
Yeah, Nourish is great because they do so many items that you can't find other places.
Yes.
No one else is really doing steamed buns like that. They have ramen. Obviously, a lot of places have ramen, and then they have these pan-fried noodles and rice. But it's all just done in a different way than anywhere else in town. So it's just this really unique spot that I appreciate.
Yes.
And it's a short walk for you.
It is a very short walk. Actually, it's a running joke if I ever go to Brilliant, which is one little building together. They're always she'll be back in 5 minutes, because I literally can walk there, get my coffee, and walk back in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, just that quick. Yeah, Brilliant's good too. I mean, other than gelato, but no. Is that the second time now I've tried ragging on their gelato? It's actually good.
It is really
It's
good.
really good. I know.
Yes.
It's just in my contract that I can't like anything other than ice cream. That's
I can understand that. Yes.
But they have really good baked goods too.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And they did. I just found out that the market is not Caspis Market, but Capiche.
Yes. I did know that. You know, there's a secret door.
Yes. Yeah.
Behind the pasta.
Have you been back there?
I have.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool spot.
Yes. We have used it for a few chamber events before.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we got to see this. Everyone's like, where's the secret door? I'm like, it's behind the pasta.
You have to say it like that.
Yes, I do.
Behind the pasta.
It's so funny to watch people's faces as soon as you open it. They're like,
It blends in so
it
seamlessly.
really does.
Well, sorry, Capiche Market. Your secret's out.
Yeah.
Everyone's all of a sudden going to be interested in pasta when they're
Yes.
shopping now.
Yes.
Just like
and it's
pulling.
available for rent.
Yeah, that's true.
As event space.
Yeah, it's going to suck when people start pulling on things that aren't it and like just breaking stuff.
I know.
Trying to find.
I mean, it's a pretty heavy door, but it's not that heavy. Like, you'll know that
Right.
that's the right door. So hopefully people just won't be yanking things, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you like to get at Uptown when you go?
Oh, I like to get every different thing, but mainly, especially when I go for breakfast, the grits. Those are so stinking good. Like, it is hard. Like, I go in there thinking, okay, I'm just going to get something nice and healthy. And then I'm like, no, I have to get the grits. Like,
Well, that's fine.
it's delicious.
Yeah, you know what's good. You got to treat yourself a little bit.
Yes.
What are some of the other places other than Norrish and Uptown? I know you got to have a few up your sleeve.
Oh gosh. That's always hard. I always love the Owlery because it actually does have really amazing vegan food. Like, I love their queso. It's so
I
good.
don't think I've had their queso. Have
Their
you?
cashew queso.
Oh, it's with cashews too.
It's
All right.
so good. Cashews are amazing alternatives with like the cream because it gives a lot of creaminess to it. Oh, it's so good. You should definitely try it.
I never would have thought.
It's amazing. Let's see. For ice cream, I love the chocolate mousse. I know that's not a plug. I actually do really like the chocolate mousse.
Yeah, you do come by quite a bit. So
Yes.
yeah,
Especially
we
'cause-
appreciate it.
Well, you guys also have the vegan ice cream, which makes my life fabulous because I literally, even if I'm not vegan, I still can't have regular ice cream. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
amazing. And then what other places do I like to go? Man. It's so hard because everything's like really good. Oh, I went to La Una recently. Their birria tacos are so like those are fire.
Oh, all right. I went actually to Laguna for the first time in a while the other day and did some tacos.
And their margaritas are fabulous.
I can't speak for the margaritas, but they had a good lemonade. I enjoyed the lemonade. I was gonna say my friend did a margarita, but they did like a double Moscow Mule that I ended up costing me $20. So specify that you want if someone else is paying.
Yes. Yes. I would like that top shelf one right there, please.
Yeah, I think it was intentional when I went to the restaurant. They're like, "That's Grey Goose."
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Garrett,
Yeah,
how are we on time, man? Sweet. Cool. All right. You can cut that out, right? I'm so sorry.
That's always my favorite part when
I-
editing anything.
I know.
You can cut that out, right?
I didn't keep my phone over here. Normally, I just go off feel. All right. That's about where I was at.
Yeah.
Should we laugh to come back in? Oh, mercy. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I know you told me so much that you're always behind the camera, so going in front.
It's so awkward for me because I'm always like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you did. I think you were more natural than I am. And so I really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate all the work you've done for No Dishes. The Chamber's fantastic. We've really enjoyed being a member of it. And we can't wait for the Primetime Expo.
Yes, and we can't wait either. We're so excited.
Thanks, Kaytee.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us in the latest episode of the No Dishes podcast. Do you like what you heard? Be sure to write a review, rate us, subscribe, like, whatever it is that you do to show your support. We really appreciate it. Until next time, be sure to keep those hands dry. This episode of the No Dishes podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana. Season 4 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurants and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.